Almost 2 months after President Cyril Ramaphosa announced an emergency energy plan to put an end to stage 6 load shedding, the country is once again suffering. At the time, Ramaphosa announced a raft of measures to solve the crisis.
Our ultimate objective is to achieve long-term energy security so that we never have to experience electricity shortage again. We aim to do this by stabilizing Eskom and improving plant performance, establishing a competitive electricity market, opening the way for private investment in new generation capacity and increasing our investment in renewables.
Ramaphosa was due to address the United Nations General Assembly in New York this week after attending the funeral of the late Queen Elizabeth in the UK, says he will now return home. It's a decision welcomed by the DA.
This is in response to a call from the DA over the weekend requiring the President to inform the nation of the action steps and progress made since he announced his energy emergency response plan on 25 July. The DA remains concerned that the National Electricity Crisis Committee is still unaccountable to Parliament and calls on the Speaker of the National Assembly to take immediate action for this committee to report on its key milestones and deliverables.
These views are echoed by the Good Party, which has called for greater transparency on Ramaphosa's part.
The energy supply instability that South Africa has endured for 15 years. What we really need is to see action in implementing that plan, and we need regular feedback from the President so that we can hold his government and the government of South Africa accountable to implement those plans. So while the President returning to South Africa is a symbolic gesture, we need it to be more than a symbolic gesture. We need a report back on what has happened since the 25th of July announcement.
The EFF and the ATM are, however, unconvinced anything will come of Ramaphosa's latest efforts.
For one, as the EFF, we've always said that this power crisis is deliberate. So we want to drive home that point once again, that this is a deliberate power crisis.
This is not the first time the nation will remember. 2019, he did the same thing when he was in Egypt, cutting short the trip to address the stage 6 issue, where he told us that there was a sabotage. And to this day, we don't even know where is that matter. So to us, it's just a publicity stunt that the president is engaging himself in.
The leader of the Freedom Fund Plus, Peter Groenewald, says the commitment to employ experienced former employees of Eskom as contained in the energy plan has not happened.
There are many people, previous employees of Eskom, who already came forward, who is willing to help and assist to try and solve the problem. But there is too much politically interference with the matter because of affirmative action.
Some believe that a solution can be reached if South Africa's leaders can put their heads together.
We also wish to recommend that the President, upon his arrival, must ask the Speaker to convene an agent joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces so that there are solutions that are debated and we find a common ground in terms of how we deal with the electricity issue in South Africa.
President Ramaphosa is expected to touch down the country late on Monday. Natasha Piri, SABC News, Johannesburg.